Varicose veins is often thought of as primarily a woman's disease, but the truth is it affects a lot of men as well. And often they suffer in silence, embarrassed of the condition, or just unaware of the treatment options available to them. Here to go over some of the treatments today with us is vascular surgeon Dr. Stanley Snyder with the Vein Center. Dr. Snyder, welcome back to the show today.
Thank you.
So of course, often this varicose veins is something that's associated with women out there, but today we're talking about the guys.
Right.
So talk about how common varicose veins is in men.
Well, actually, it's very common. Probably a fourth of the people that we see are men with varicose veins. So probably it's about 25% as common in men as women.
Okay. Now, is this something that is hereditary or maybe due to their job or their lifestyle, or both that affects this diagnosis?
It's a little bit of both. Hereditary is probably the main issue, but then if you gain a lot of weight, if you're doing a job that requires a lot of standing or a lot of heavy lifting, then you're much more likely to be symptomatic with it.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of a combination of both.
Talk about those symptoms. What do people often feel?
Usually it's kind of a heaviness at the end of the day, pain, discomfort, sometimes leg cramps when you lay down at night, sometimes restless leg, sometimes edema in the legs, and then of course if you let it go, if you don't pick it up early, then you start getting the big varicose veins. I mean, it's a pressure sensation that's incompetent valves that are not holding the pressure like they're supposed to in the leg, so it's being transmitted down the leg. If you get it early, you don't have too much in the way of varicose veins. The longer you wait, the bigger the varicose veins and the more the other sequelae you get of venous disease.
Oh, wow. Now, some people may think varicose veins is something that's just something that you can see cosmetically, but like you said, they feel a lot of pain as well.
Right. Most of the time, by the time you get where you can see the veins, you've had the problem for a good long time. So this is kind of the end result, so to speak, of not having been treated earlier.
Right.
But you know, the end result actually above and beyond the varicose veins are where you start to get the pigmentation, where the blood cells have leaked out of the veins and stained and discolored the leg. You start getting unhealthy skin down there, and because each healing process makes it scar a little more, so then you start getting ulcers and skin breakdown that won't heal. So it's a continuum of problems. First the symptoms, then the big varicoses you can see, then the discoloration, then the ulceration.
Right. Something a lot of people don't know is the procedures have really advanced today. And so talk about how the treatments can really help someone who have dealt with varicose veins for even 10 years or more.
Well, back in earlier times, in my lifetime, when I used to start practice, we would always routinely strip out the veins, which required general anesthesia. You're in the operating room. Many times you're in the hospital for 3 or 4 days, which was kind of the worst thing we could do, is put people to bed rest, because then you're prone to clots. So now it's an outpatient procedure. We do it with either a laser or with a radio frequency device. It's local anesthesia. Stick a needle in, put a wire under ultrasound guidance up to the groin where the vein has the incompetent valves, and then burn it shut. Oh, wow. So we actually seal it so that it can't fill up with blood again.
So very advanced. So someone who's been dealing with this can still get some major benefits.
Men, you know, they tend to, I don't know, they put it off. They worry about that. Let's just say it's a woman's disease when it's really not. Most of them, they say, oh, they don't bother me very much. Once you have it fixed, they're like, oh my gosh, it feels so much better. You know, I can stand at work longer, I feel better. So they tend to put it off when they really don't need to.
That's right. And you have a special offer for folks watching today who may be suffering with varicose veins themselves. Now, this is for the first 10 callers. They'll receive a complimentary evaluation or a second opinion. All they have to do is call the number right there on the screen, 615-269-9007. Again, 615-269-9007. Dr. Snyder, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, the Vein Center has 2 locations, one in Belmead at 615-269-9007 and another in Cool Springs at 615-503-9895. You can also find more information on their website. There's a link on the More at Midday section of WSMV.com.